Hi, I'm Barry. This is Mega City Gaming, and this is part 2 of the Warcry Shattered Stormvault unboxing. Why have we got part 2, you say? Why? What's the point? Well, as I said in the first one, I'm going to do the full life cycle of this. I'm going to do the bumping and grinding and painting and gaming with it, so you can see how to do it. Most of you probably know how to do it, in which case you can feel free to just watch something else, or if you're interested or a beginner, then this might be quite useful. So what do you need? What do you need? What have I got apart from a cat on my lap and a scar from being scratched by my favourite cat? So what have I got? I've got a pair of clippers. These are available at any hardware store, DIY store, model store. They're sometimes cheaper at DIY stores than model stores, and these are not ideal because they're really old. I do have a new pair which are much better than these, but I like these. You know, it's like an old pair of shoes, so I just very badly repaired and stuff like that. Whatever. So a pair of clippers, a hobby knife, a cutter knife, box cutter. This is pretty much a box cutter that has been relabeled as a modelling knife, craft knife by Tamiya. Well done, Tamiya. And I have a scraper. It's not 100% necessary. You can use a craft knife to scrape. I'll show you how to do that anyway. But I like this. It's of course Citadel, expensive, and what is it? It's just a bit of metal. Well, yeah, but it's actually really good. I've been a convert of that tool. It saves so much time. Right. So the first thing you do is painstakingly cut out all the pieces using your clippers, and I'll do the first piece. Make sure you're as close as possible to the model, but not at risk of cutting. So with my clippers, there's a flat side and a not flat side, beveled side. So I put the flat side up against the flat of the model and cut. Common sense, really. Don't want to damage the model. However, if you do, it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world, because this is all Shattered Realms, so damage is damage. So it's not too bad. It's not like you're ruining a 5,000 yen, sorry, a $50 model of a character. Right, so I'm just kind of cut the first bit out. All the way round, all the way round, all the way round, all the way round, boom. Right. So it's cut out. It's got lots of bobbles on it where it was attached to the sprue. Don't worry about that. We'll get rid of that in a minute. So I'm going to cut out all the other pieces in the box. I have cut all the things off the sprues. So what I've done is, as I was cutting, I put them all into the box, the box lid even, and I put all the small parts like this. I put all those in the corner just so they're easy to find if I need them. Right, the next stage, part 2, part 3, whatever, I don't know, I've lost count, is to get rid of these knobbly bits. This is part of the reason why I have a cutting mat on the table, because when you cut these off, you're going to get shavings of plastic, and it'll just make it a lot easier to clean up, you know, when the wife comes home and you got to get dinner ready and stuff like that. You just take it off the table, tip it into the rubbish bin, and bingo. Also, if you're doing any cutting, hard cutting, then it keeps the table nice and unscratched, although this table has seen some wear and tear. But anyway, so first I'm going to go in with my cutter knife, my box cutter, my overpriced Tamiya box cutter, and I'm going to cut off these bits where they were attached. So you shouldn't cut towards yourself, although it's quite difficult not to do that sometimes because of the shape of the model. Just go very slowly, and I'm just going to do this one, of course, because it'll get pretty tedious if it isn't already. Yeah, just cut each one off more or less, because we're going to go over it with the scrapey tool in a minute. Yeah, just cut them all off. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting along the plane of the flat surface and just scraping it off basically. And there's not much there really, because we cut with the snippers, cutters, choppers, we use the flat side, so there shouldn't be much sticking out, but definitely enough to notice once it's painted and everyone going, oh, that looks crap, perhaps, or at least thinking that anyway, because I'd think that. I might not say it because it's pretty rude, but yeah. And you know, all these little bits of plastic, my cutting mat is tiny, so any bits of plastic that come off, I you know, periodically mop them up and put them back on there, because it makes it easier to clean up. Plus I've got cats, lots and lots and lots of cats, and I don't want them eating plastic. And now I'm going in with the scraper. Just this is the reason I like this is because you don't have to hold it at any particular angle. You just like scrape, 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 scrape. It's not sharp. It's not going to hurt. You can do it with this. So once you've cut them like that, you go in and you just hold the blade at like a kind of a 90-degree angle and just scrape it, which works as well. It's a little bit more work than using the scraper, which is why I like the scraper. I do so much modelling that it justified me getting this scraper. Ridicule me all you want, take the P all you want. It's one of the most used tools I have. Yeah, scrapey, scrape, scrape, scrape. So once you've scraped it, each one, you just give it a bit of a feel with your finger, and that will tell you, because it will still look like it's sticking out because of the plastic, but give it a rough feel with your finger, and if it's flat, you'll feel it being flat. Right, so I'm nearly done with this part, and then we'll move on. Diddly 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 dee. I'll do the whole box. Yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, but it's got to be done. Yeah, it's got to be done. Can't have your dessert till you've eaten your vegetables. Right. Yeah. Yeah, if you do, I always like to have a system so I don't miss any. So start at one end and go round all the way around, because then otherwise you might miss one or two and that'll look crap. It'll be the only thing you see on the board. You'll see that one little bit though you didn't scrape the mould line. Yeah, as in I haven't actually seen any mould lines on this piece. But if you do see a mould line, as in where it was pressed into the mould and filled with plastic, and sometimes you get like a line of plastic and you can see it, you might not be able to feel it, but you can see it, so you just go along it and scrape it off with this, or with this you go along and you scrape the whole thing off. Right, first bit done. Now I'm going to do the rest of the box. I'll see you in about 5 hours. I'm back. It hasn't been 5 hours. I found this piece. These pieces have a mould line going all the way around the edge, and it's pretty obvious because it's really straight. It's not organic. It does look like it's factory made. So going round and scraping it off with your scraper. Right, so it goes literally all around the edge. So you could do it with your cutter knife, box cutter, like this. It's not a big mold line. You could get away with not scraping it off. I mean, this is quite high quality stuff, so it's not. Some low quality models have quite big mold lines in horrible places, like across a face, across a bit of chainmail or whatever. But this is, it's not so obvious, but it's obvious to me. So, but yeah, go all the way around. Again, with your system, use a system, go from one end to the other so you don't miss any. I still miss some bits sometimes because, you know, I get halfway around and then someone's at the door, and, you know, or I get roped into doing some housework or something, or a cat throws up and I have to sort that out. Right, so yeah, all the way around and give it a feel. Tidy up any bits which weren't 100% scraped. Yeah, that's good. Right, see you in about 4 hours. So, in order to alleviate some of the tedium of scraping, grinding, bumping and grinding, I've decided to scrape these first and assemble these kind of platformy podium things. And as we cut all the pieces out and all at once and put them all in the box, then we don't have the numbers, but that's fine because it's very easy. 4 of these pieces fit together. You should always dry fit before gluing. So 4 of these pieces fit together, and 4 of these pieces fit together, and they won't fit the wrong podium, so don't worry about that. We're also going to need some plastic glue. This is Tamiya cement. It's also called polystyrene cement, plastic glue, all kinds of names, and it really smells solvent-y. So a ventilated room, please. Not near children and old people and pets. So, because it will get you high, but yeah. So a little bit on the edge, close the bottle because it will just evaporate and go hard otherwise. And this stuff causes a chemical reaction, so it bonds the plastic chemically. Make sure these are the right way up as well. You don't want to glue any of these upside down because it'll be quite difficult to pull them apart once they're glued. Make sure they're all the way up, the right way up, yeah. And glue and glue. Glue and glue. It might not look so sturdy right now, but we're going to put the lid on in a minute and it'll get sturdy Right, another reason why you want to put like a large cutting mat or newspaper down is because you don't want to get any glue on your table, because that will incur the wrath of mothers and wives, husbands and girlfriends and boyfriends and all kinds of people, flatmates, if they care about that kind of thing. Right, I'm going to go around the top with the glue. Go around, not too much, you don't want to smother it because it will drip and you'll never get that off. So just a little bit. Luckily my glue is nearly out, so that's why I don't have to wipe the tip. And then this bit fits on the top. Doesn't matter which way around this goes, I think. Pretty sure. And there's like connectors inside which will line up and click into place, so it will be flush with the piece and very sturdy. And you could, again, you can push the pieces together so there's a lot less lineage here. When that's dry, I'll show you what to do when that's dry. Right, so I've done one, I'm going to do the other one, and then I'll get back into scraping, get back down the pits, do the rest of the scraping. See you in a minute. Like, subscribe, comment below. See ya.